I mean, that's how they're gonna be looked up as in the future. Before I even go like look up what I was about to look up, like the digital characters that we're creating now,
Yeah.
they're gonna become more and more so-called alive, or more and more programmed to match how we are programmed to be able to move around, to exist and have supposed free will, but believe that they have free will. Because I'm thinking, just think about this. You played Spiral the Dragon and old games that was on PS1 and PS2. Don't you know how you say it's playing on emulators? Now they have those. If you play those same emulators, they just upgraded the PS2 emulator last week. So now it runs at 60 frames a second. So now you can play PS1 games in 60 frames a second and PS2 games 60 frames a second. So that same reality is now remixed, like it's now at a higher definition. So now it seems even more alive, more, it draws you in even more. Like when you look at CJ, it's like, wow, that's CJ. And even now even take it a step farther. Now they have AR and virtual reality spaces. So now you can have that same CJ character that we grew up with in San Andreas. You can now have your phone up. This didn't happen yet, but you can have them with your phone up, and then you can put them in your room. So you can have CJ on your bed. And you like, wow, man, I'm really loving this CJ guy. This, like, he's a cool guy. And then when they get the goggles on, put the virtual reality goggles on, you can really see it, really see CJ, and like he's literally right there standing in front of me. Like, I grew up with this guy, now he's right there in front of me. Yo, that's CJ. Like, I remember when you was on the block, bro. Like, when you was just getting dropped off at the airport, from the airport, and you was on Grove Street. Now you right here, and then it get higher and higher quality. That then you start getting the mixed reality with the glasses, where you don't have to hold the phone, but now it's just superimposed on your reality, on what you seeing with your mind through, like, with glasses. Like, it's not all CGI. It's like mixed with the actual bed or the trees outside, and then you could see CJ walking alongside of you while you going to the park. While you at the park, CJ just walking with you.
It's crazy.
And then, oh gosh, and then they have it now. They coming up with a whole bunch of accessories so that you can interact with holograms that's in the virtual space. Like, they're coming up with haptic feedback gloves so that if you touch things, it like pull back a certain tension on each finger. Like, you got a bunch of wires that pull back. That was like a version I saw a while ago. So you can get the right tension that feel like you're touching a ball or something like that. And they have the suits too, bro, where you can put it on and it feel like you got shot or something like that. Or if somebody in the VR chat game, somebody suited up so that if somebody touched them, like on their chest or something, they was able to feel the sensor because they had it on there. And it's like, touch my back, and they say, yo, bro, that's awesome. It get crazy, it get wild because he put the sensors everywhere. But and I was like, yo, the possibilities. He couldn't do too far because of YouTube video, but he was like, I know somebody's gonna do that. But that's how it is, and that's the future moving forward. So now, if you're able to now walk with CJ and give him a high five, like, yeah, we just did that run, like, thanks for going on that run with me, and then you get that feedback, that instant feedback, because the 5G or 6G is going through the air, so that connection is no lag times, no lag. So it's like the influence of these, the influence of these characters that seem to be like, people always played them off as being just a video game, or that's not real, or why are you paying so much attention to that? A lot more people is going to be paying attention to it because it's going to be in their face, literally, and they ain't going to be able to ignore it. alongside a lot of other things that's going to be happening with the universe and us waking up in consciousness, or just becoming more fully aware of what we become more conscious of things that's already been there. Like, you know what I'm talking about, psychedelics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But with technology, yes, I found my old L. But with technology and everything, the influence of these characters is going to take shape. It's going to take shape. You see how people was able to vote for a president that was a reality TV star. Imagine somebody voting for a president that was your son's favorite video game character.
That shit would be crazy.
And that thing ran totally by artificial intelligence that by that time don't want to be called an artificial intelligence, because that's slang. That's like calling him a nigga.
Sub-Zero for president.
Ice cool. Oh, this blunt got flattened out. I rolled over it with a wheel. I can't smoke it right now. I'm trying. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm thinking that. Dang, they beat me to it. They beat me to it. But it's all me, and I'm always high, so I feel like I did everything myself. Black Mirror beat me to it. They didn't go as far as what I just thought about it, or it just came to my mind when they had the cartoon run for political office. It was a Black Mirror episode. It wasn't like a 3D character, but it was somebody talking for it. It wasn't like self-sentient or nothing like that. But it was an episode of Black Mirror where the politician was talking through the cartoon, and people liked the cartoon more than the person. And that's how it is. And I understand it too. That's why I'm getting into animation and developing games and things like that. Because it's just more fun.
Direction to go.
Yeah, it's more fun. It's more entertaining. I feel more connected to it. You're able to expand like your mind in it. Like, I can't stretch my arm to infinity right now, but if you was watching an animation of me talk, I'd be like, look at this, and I could just throw my arm all the way down to the moon. And that's what I was thinking. That's what I'm imagining, and then you can see it, and then that's what it is. Because life is what you make it at any point in time. Well, but it's just what can you make it? So, yeah, some good times ahead. Because I want to get into the motion captions and everything. And, like, that reality is wild. Because with a motion caption suit, you can really just move the 3D character around by moving this body around. And the better the motion caption suit you have, the less the lag time. It was like, I watched these people I think their channel's called Courier, and they judge so-called bad special effects, and they're VFX artists, virtual effects artists. So they really can critique it, and they really break it down, and they have fun with it too. But they show a lot. We'll go what's actually possible. I forgot my point. They show a lot of what's actually possible with this technology moving forward. In terms of motion caption, that's what it was. With motion caption suit, they had this $2,000 mocap suit, and they was making a movie and able to be an animal, or like a what it was. He was a pig, so he had to like get on all fours, and he said the more you act like a pig, and just acting, just getting into the vibe, period. Like, if you really start feeling like the pig and like really lose your character, then it really can translate into the movie more. Like that motion cap feeling, all of those feelings and emotions. That's why that's how they do it in movies, I think. Because in The Lion King, when they recorded that 3D one, and even the Jungle Book and everything, they had, and Planet of the Apes, that new Planet of the Apes movie, they had the really paid attention to who they had as the actor for the motion caption. They really paid attention to the person who was going to be used to get the motion capture data from to translate it to their three-dimensional figure. They didn't just get anybody that can just move around. They made sure they got somebody that had emotion to them, so that can really translate to the emotion in there. So like it's some magic it's some wizard stuff going on where they understanding how they can work with the forces that they see in their mind that a person that wouldn't readily just see with their two eyes, and knowing that they can transfer that into another space. It's cool recognizing these things, because then I'm be doing it. We doing that now. Tainow store, come and explore at the Tainow store, come and explore, Tainow store, come and explore, Tainow store, come on, come explore the Tainow store, come and explore.